Finish him!
So I wrecked my rear wheel, but it's not what you think. I didn't do it casing this, I actually did it right here on this rock. So on Instagram I was given a few ideas on how to pull this dent out, and with a tube I was able to see the tire. I rode it for about another month, but finally it was time. Behold, a new set of wheels. And while I'm at it, new tires, and for a little bling, some rim stickers. So I'm running a maxxis high roller 2.4 on the front and a maxxis DHF 2.3 on the rear. I really chose these tires basically because these are exactly what came on the bike brand new. So these are WTB rims I-25 with a 25mm internal diameter and Origin 8 hubs. I really like how they sound. Now first off, new rims need to be taped. So definitely clean them first, wipe them down with rubbing alcohol. Take your time, get a good tape, make it straight, make it smooth. Now let's talk about the rim stickers for a minute. I got these on eBay for $11. They need to be cut out by hand, and I always cut them all out before I even start. So after cleaning the rim, I always start putting the first one out at the valve hole. I do my best to keep the stickers away from the spoke and the outside of the rim. But any of the part of this sticker I don't want, I can just trim away from the blade. When they're finally in the right spot, press them on really good and peel off the transfer tape. Sometimes the stickers do kind of pop off. You got to kind of push them down and really take your time and get them off. One wheel done. I really like how this turned out. And one thing I want to say is when you're putting them on, make sure to be very careful to keep both sides lined up. You don't want them offset from each other. You will notice it, later on. But next I just move on to the rotor. These are 6 bolts. It's pretty simple. Just make sure you keep them rotors clean. Even touching them, the grease that the oil on your fingers gets on them, it's going to contaminate the pads. Make sure you keep these things clean. So with a little YouTube magic, and there's the front tire. Let's see if I can get the back tire done. Alright. So working on the cassette, you need a few tools. You need a cassette tool, an adjustable wrench, and a chain whip. The chain whip stops the cassette from spinning as you turn the cassette tool. Once you get off the locking nut, the whole cassette comes off in one piece. Now what I did was I laid each piece down in order and in the direction they came off the cassette. Then I cleaned each piece in some soapy water. There was a lot of crud on each one of the gears. It was worth doing this. Then I just applied a small amount of grease to the driver, rubbed around my fingers, and started to assemble the cassette. So all the parts of the cassette only fit on the driver in one direction. So it took a little time to find that spot, but you cannot mess this up. Alright, so finally all the parts installed back on as they came off. When you're tightening down the lock nut and installing it, you don't really need the chain whip. You can just crank down on this, and I'm sure there's a torque spec, but I just cranked down on it, putting it back together. Now just putting the new wheels back on, and I did put a little grease on each of the axles. And look at that, I think the bike looks great. Hey, please leave a comment, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.